welcome to yet another edition of Title Talk.
Title Talk. I feel like we're on opposite sides of the universe right now. Carol, this is some cool setup.
Thank the room has been redone.
Yeah.
And this is
fancy.
exciting. Oh my gosh, I don't have my phone to share, nor do you.
I do.
Okay, you can go ahead.
I always come prepared. Come on.
Yeah, we're just kind of, flying by the seat of our pants here today.
I feel like the first 2 hours of being here went by really fast. And
yeah, it's been pretty crazy. It's been a pretty crazy start today. But hey, we're here again. We've made another week, Amy. Do you believe that? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Why don't you tell everybody who we are and all that fun stuff?
We are Inspired Title, located at 11757 Southwest Highway in Palos Heights. Also having locations in Griffith and St. John.
Wow.
And that was nice, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully some exciting news upcoming in the next couple months about where we're going to next.
Where are we going?
Can't tell you.
Okay.
Well, you know.
I do?
Maybe. We have been getting a lot of question about, are we licensed in Michigan?
We are, but I'm also pushing for that other state.
I know. So, sorry.
Yes.
Behind the scenes, it's a lot of exciting stuff happening here. It's been a really, really awesome couple months to start out this year, and we're excited to see what's to come next.
And I just can't believe we're almost through our first quarter of the year already, and
that's insane.
It is. It's pretty nuts. It is pretty nuts. But we're happy that you guys joined us today, and we are looking forward to giving you guys some good information today. We have a special guest that will be joining us here in a little while, and we'll kind of talk a little bit more about that individual and ask them some questions and kind of dive into a little bit more about what they do and things. But until that point, why don't we get into the things that we do pretty consistently, pretty regularly.
With a little change up.
Yeah.
A little. Because, Drew gets bored really easily, so, an hour before we came on, he's like, why don't we do this instead?
I'm like that.
You are.
That's who I am.
Keeps me young.
Absolutely. Let's move into our next segment, which is kind of giving you guys a little bit more insight into the Inspired Title, and more importantly, Amy and myself, and kind of learning a little bit more about us and kind of understanding who we are to really better understand the company. And I talked recently at a meeting for us about the vision of the company and kind of getting everybody on board to buy into that vision. And it has been it's really you take it for granted that people know what you're doing, but I vocalized it, and it was something that I was surprised that people didn't know the vision of what we're doing. So hopefully you can kind of get a better understanding by some of these questions and some of the things that we do.
These are hard.
Yeah, these
I'm sweating.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Well, we changed it up from just asking questions to the what would you rather? Okay, so it's not about just questions and knowing the answer to those questions. Here's a situation. So what would you rather do? And I think that really gets us deeper into how we think.
We are, yeah.
Right? And a little bit more about it. So you want to start out?
Sure.
All right.
Okay, my first one for you is, because you're going to be a grandpa in a month or so.
Less than, yeah.
I know. I'm going to go with the question,
okay.
Would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great-grandchildren? It's weird, because it's like, do you want to see how you got here, or are you more interested to see what the mark you leave?
I think what steers me in this answer, in this direction, is my interest of I'm really excited about how people used to live. So I think I would love to know my past ancestors and really get to know the makeup of how I became me.
That surprises me.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I love the 1950s and the greaser and all that thing, right? So obviously we're talking about going beyond that too, but the 1940s and the World War.
And beyond, like that.
I mean,
end of the 1800s.
Right. I mean, knowing what things they endured versus going forward and knowing and trying to think about what is to come. That's a little more difficult because I don't know what that is. That's like, but the past has happened.
For sure.
Right? So the history has happened behind us. So I would like to kind of see what I would be like in that time versus going ahead, because I don't know what that's going to be.
I'm surprised because I thought you'd want to see the footprint you leave.
Yeah.
As to.
Yeah.
So, but that could have gone either way, because
Sure.
I know you're. It's not happening right now, so it doesn't affect me.
Right.
So the past thing makes sense to me, but I was kind of thinking you might.
Right.
That's why I liked that question.
Yeah, no, that's a good question.
Of how your
That is a
brain
good
works.
question. Definitely.
Cool.
All right, so for you, would you rather end hunger or end hatred?
This one was the hardest one I think that you gave me.
Really?
My brain wants to say that if we ended hatred, it would help end hunger.
Okay.
Because I feel, and I don't know if that's just how I want to see everyone as a good person. I want to see everybody. And I feel like people that are in the situations where they are hungry, where they are, struggling, that if there was a person who had a heart that gave them a chance, they wouldn't be in that situation. So I think that's where my brain goes for that one.
And again, there's not wrong answers.
No.
It's just how you analyze
exactly.
it and what your perspective of it is. And I think that's interesting to the audience to kind of hear where our thoughts are and the people that we are.
For sure.
The depth of that.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool.
Okay. Would you rather be, I know this answer, but I think for the universe to kind of know what happens back there, would you rather be too busy or too bored?
I mean, without any hesitation. I thrive on busy.
He does.
I love busy because I just excel in that environment.
In that I don't want to say frenzied, but just the chaotic of everything happening at one time.
I feel so motivated and so driven and so.
It's adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like that when I worked at the ballpark.
I can see that.
We would get a rain delay and everybody would come into the club. And as it started raining, I was excited. I was running around there and I pumped up the team and they overachieved because of being pumped up and excited and ramped up. I do that with baseball teams. When I coach, you're down, but I'm able to fire them up and get the best out of them by being inspirational and just really digging deep.
And I think that's what makes a leader a good leader. Like someone who does live on that and does work that way, because if you were happy just doing nothing, where the heck would growth happen? How would growth happen?
And
so it makes sense.
There are people who are fine just being kind of complacent, and complacent being synonym with bored, but no, I thrive and love busy. So that was easy. Thank you for easy questions.
I had easy but like I said, that was an audience one.
That's okay.
Not a for me one.
That's okay. So how about you?
How about me?
Most popular or smartest?
Smartest. No ifs, ands, ors, or buts about it.
That was easy for you then.
That was this one wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't waver on that much either. I thought that was going to be an easy answer too.
Yes, I feel like that's what my entire day of. It was my childhood. That was my school. I was never the popular one. I always kind of focused on, my books, my grades, my all that stuff, and it got me to where I am right now, which is a pretty cool place.
It's great.
So
that's great.
Yeah. Would you rather read minds or accurately predict the future? He chuckled. At least I got a chuckle out of him and not that blank stare about zombies or aliens, so I'll take it.
Absolutely, because I'm so very analytical and I'm very logical. Reading minds is something that, because it's a game.
100%.
It's such a game for me. And when I'm in a conference or when I'm in a meeting or when I'm in a
you want to know what
conversation, because
Yeah.
You want to get that upper hand. You want to kind of control that conversation or steer it. So I want to read a mind of going where are they at.
And now masks make that even harder because sometimes you could like read people's like
body language,
facial expressions, and you still see eyes, but like when you're not seeing this much of a face, like it makes it a lot harder to know what somebody's thinking. But you always want to know, like I always want to know what somebody's thinking when they have that like blank stare on their face.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, no, that because predicting the future, it's like again, it hasn't happened. I can't. I'm in the now, right? I'm black and white. So
if someone could tell you you can know what everyone around you is thinking, or someone could tell you you would be a multi-billionaire in 5 years by doing what you're doing, you wouldn't want to know that.
you know what? If that's the path, that's the path.
Yeah.
I want to live and function in the now, and I'll deal and take what happens in one day at a time, and I live one day at a time, and just kind of go, all right, here we go. Let's play the cards, that I was dealt today, and I'm going to discard these, and I'm going to move on, and tomorrow I'll get some more cards.
Yes.
So
for sure, I hear that.
All right, here you go.
This was a hard one too.
So, would you rather lose your sight or lose your hearing?
I'm glad you didn't say my sense of smell, because that my sense. I always joke and say it, that my scent is my best sense. Like when I used to live with my parents, I would come in and be like, "Oh, Mom's making burgers for dinner." Like it was one of my things. So thank you for not taking away my sense of smell.
Okay.
And this is a hard one. I think I would rather lose my hearing. I'm very big on reading people and seeing people, and I think I would miss looking at people more than hearing people.
Yeah.
And because hearing is comforting, but like being able to see and touch and feel and smell is
It's surprising too because of your love for music.
Yes.
And things too, but you can feel.
I was gonna say
right?
I still like if you put in headphones, you can feel,
still feel
it before that. But that was a hard one. That was a difficult one.
Now we get into the bonus. We call these our bonus.
Oh my god, I'm
questions,
really
right?
sweating. Thinking about Okay, so the one I have for you today is: was there ever a time you second guessed a decision you made in the workplace? And because we always talk about how we're an outside the box title company, how we we'll do anything to get stuff done, and kind of my thought was there any of those decisions where you made it and you're like, ooh?
Of course. I mean, as a business owner and a leader, you are inevitably forced into a lot of decisions and a lot of having to make a lot of calls, and it's not uncommon that you look back on those at the end of a day or maybe in a week and go, man, that maybe wasn't the best thing, but I needed to make one at the time.
For sure.
So if anybody's had that question, and if anybody said, well, no, I'm always confident in every decision I make, they're fooling themselves, I believe, because my opinion is that that's how you learn. And I'm okay with making a decision and being wrong. I feel that I've thought through that decision thoroughly to protect the consequence being great.
Right, the smallest amount of consequence that you can.
And so that decision is very, very premeditated.
Right.
But yes, of course I have made decisions that I've second guessed, and hiring you.
I know.
I mean, what a ridiculous.
It was so dumb.
It
was a really dumb.
I second guess that one often, especially when we do this.
I was going to say you probably second guess that one on a weekly basis, as much as I quit.
With the alien questions and the.
I know.
Holy cow.
I know.
Yeah, but all kidding aside, I mean, it's something that we played that so smooth. That was
very terrifying.
Very well done. Yeah, that's just part of growth, and I mean, think about the opportunities and the chances that I've taken to move this thing down and do the different things that we're doing as a company. A lot of decisions, and I mean, we've had a lot of clients that were garbage, and
for sure, we've worked with a lot of
chimed in on some of that stuff, going, Drew, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And sometimes you get that gut going, yeah, just let me do this one, and you're pushing back on it.
I'm really intuitive when it comes to stuff. There's not a lot, but there's a handful of clients when I either see their name pop up in an email or hear their name or anything, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
I never say no to anything that you ask me to do when it comes
she's
to work stuff.
But you're like you said, it's an intuition, it's a gut feeling, and that's sometimes what these decisions are. They're gut feelings.
Yeah.
But you sit back and go, yeah, you know what? It's probably not a great decision.
Right.
So that's pretty common. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes your sweat question. Ready?
No.
What has been the most challenging title search, and how did you resolve it? Now, I'll preface this with the. You've had a lot of challenging title searches.
Yeah.
And because a lot of what we do, they pose different challenges, and
for sure.
But they're great learning tools. So go ahead and give the audience that.
There's 3.
Is Ken DeVries one?
Don't say names.
It's okay.
Yes.
I knew that was one. Okay.
Oh God! So this property was.
I knew this was going to be your lead story.
It was a strip mall on Harlem in Bridgeview, 7,900. Just kidding. So anyway, so he comes in and this plat.
Yeah.
This
Huge
survey
map.
was like
Huge.
this big, and he's like, "Okay, I need a title search on this," and I was like, "Excuse me," and like. It wasn't one of those ones where it's 9 parcels, but all the taxes are paid. There's no more.
And this was early on for you too.
This was like a year into it, maybe 8 months into it, and like I cried. I cried for probably 3 weeks straight, trying to freaking figure out. I almost just dropped the F-bomb too. Sorry, trying to figure out this freaking thing. I had a map that I made that I taped on the wall to write down ownership, to write down taxes, to write down what was open, and like.
It was hilarious. I mean,
it was awful.
Yeah, I
it
mean,
was the worst. No, it was one of the 3 worst experiences of my life in Title Land.
From the outside looking in, I knew it was going to be an amazing learning experience for her. But I saw her struggle.
I had one of our entire closing rooms was just filled with piles of crap.
Yeah.
And then, so I think it probably took me like 3 weeks to do
Every
it.
bit.
From beginning to end.
Every bit.
And that, 3 weeks to just examine because we still had other orders coming in, so we still had to do like the normal day-to-day stuff. So I think it probably took like a.
You're getting all itchy.
I'm getting high. Did you see this? Like it was probably like 2 months by the time I actually got everything put together and in place. And then the email pops up like a year later that's like, "Hey Amy, about that." I'm like, "Nope, delete." And I'm just kidding. I didn't delete it, and it was an easy thing to talk through. But number 2 was a refinance that had 33 parcels on it, I want to say. So somebody owned 33 properties that they were refinancing in a lump sum. And I think the entire process took close to a year, 8-9 months, like before it closed.
To get it clear, yeah.
So it's not just, we always charge something called a commitment update. Mm-hmm. And that's because sometimes we have these deals that they order a title in January, it doesn't close until November.
Right.
A lot happens in 11 months in life. You could have a baby.
This one just never went away.
This one was just always freaking there. So it was like, okay, I think we're getting ready to close this. All right, so it's running a PIN, it's running the taxes, oh, wait a minute, we gotta put this on hold for another 4 months. So that was a really fun one too. Mm-hmm. Can you tell how excited I'm about this?
But with just summarizing that real quick for you, your perseverance through it.
I cried during that one too.
There's a lot of emotion. She takes a lot of emotion into what she does, and I find that to be really dedicated because she just does pride herself in doing a good job. And she, as you've said before, you hate not knowing. So when somebody drops in front of you, you're going, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. But I think you've gotten definitely stronger because now when it gets dumped in front of you, your approach is so much different on it now because you're more efficient and you're definitely more knowledgeable.
There's usually a grunt or a yell rather than a cry.
Yeah.
When I see those, it's like okay, here we go. Come on, here we go.
Right.
But
you gotta be in the right frame of mind to do it. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. So
like sometimes I say, okay, that's a Monday project. put that on my Monday.
Yeah.
Ready for the last one?
That is awesome. What is that? Oh wow, yeah.
I'm not gonna go too close where you can't see.
Yeah, that's huge.
This is a lovely map of Chicago and surrounding counties. This is actually a super fun project. I love this project. This I'm kind of tying into development a little bit.
Yeah.
This is it's an entire map of the areas that CRC is currently working to do projects in.
CRC is one of the other companies
I'm sorry.
partnered with
Yes.
as well. And we're doing development in some of the neighborhoods within the Chicagoland area.
So we sold the first one a couple months ago.
Yeah.
We're in the process of 2 more right now.
Right on.
And then besides that, the sky's the limit. I'm not going to go into the 1,200 foot rule.
Right.
And very much.
We can probably talk about that next week. That might be a very, very good topic.
Yeah. And I can bring this map back and kind of explain what this was or why I did this. But I had one of our really good attorney agents friends that we work with. He just sent over a list of 100 properties.
Yep.
And was like, I need minutes of foreclosure searches on all these.
Yeah.
And at that point, I didn't even know what that meant.
Right.
So what that means is they wanted a list plus a title with every party involved in this property in any way, shape, or form. So like if there were sold taxes, they wanted to know the tax buyer. If there was open mortgage, they wanted to know the parties. If there was a judgment, a lien, and anything, they wanted to list the names of every single individual involved in these things.
This is a really deep topic that we can, I think this would be a good one for next week to do minutes of foreclosure and talk about CRC and talk about, this whole project. Yeah, so let's leave them hanging.
All right, so I won't put you to sleep with the rest of that, but like this was pretty early on too.
Well, that's monstrous and that's still ongoing.
Yes.
But that's exciting.
Exciting and terrifying.
Something that I'm very proud of, and maybe this would be really great to bring in the attorney to be a guest for us with
or
us.
Zoom in, one of the two. Yeah, I'm sure he would.
I think he would love to be a part of this and really excel and talk about this.
Cool,
so,
that'd be awesome.
So
I'll leave you hanging for that one.
For next week. So things, and we're proud to have you guys as an audience. We're proud to have you guys listening and your viewership and your sharing and the things that you guys do to really keep us excited about doing this, and we're thankful for all of those things too. So please keep that stuff up, keep your ideas coming. If there's something you want to hear us talk about on the show,
pass out TikTok, I'm in. That's what Courtney said.
If there's things that you want to learn a little bit more about, please, we're here for you guys. We're not doing this for us, we're doing this for you guys. We're doing this to really educate you guys and give you guys a little bit of insight to who we are, what we do, what's the business, what's the industry, what we're about. And we just really appreciate you every week kind of listening in and coming out here. So I know we are running a little bit longer here.
Yeah, sorry.
We can just get this thing wrapped up here today, and thank our guest Miguel for
thank you, Miguel. It was great having you here.
For being part of the.
We've been trying to get him on here for a good chunk of time. So the fact that he came on here was huge. It was great. And
we're going to tackle out another guy who was a closer for us, and big fan of him as well, and he does a great job and just very detail oriented, and a guy that we really enjoy to have on the team. So but we'll see who we have for a guest next week, but I think until next time, I think you guys can
Sorry, I heard a beep.
I heard a beep too. Does that mean somebody's chiming in with a question?
No.
Oh, darn.
Or it's probably saying we have to stop talking so we can go back to our real lives.
Yeah. So, hey guys, my name is Drew.
And my name is Amy.
We are Inspired Title, and we thank you guys for joining us today and look forward to seeing you guys next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great week.